All right, so let's get down to business. Fear of a White Woman Part 2. And the reason why I have to make a part 2 to this because part 1 of this video series last night had to be cut short because my internet connection was messed up due to uh, a rainstorm that happened in New York City yesterday. You know, but the thing is, like I said in the prior video or part 1 to this video series, is that right now on the nigger side of YouTube or the so-called Black Manosphere 2.0 side of YouTube, there is there was this Caucasian female content creator in which I'm not going to mention this person's name, and those of you that's watching better not mention this person's name either. But the fact of the matter is, this person's is growing in popularity, and this person's popularity amongst the so-called Black Manosphere 2.0 sector of YouTube is also growing in popularity, and it's making a lot of other people within that same space upset and fearful that the rising popularity of this female is going to get in the way of them making money off of talking about the pain and anger of Black men, because that's all this shit is based on. You know, people capitalizing off of the pain and trauma and anger of so-called Black males. And it's also based in this and that space is also based, well, I say that space, but you know, that space, yeah, the Manosphere 2.0 sector is also based around the desperate need of seeking female validation, because these Black Manosphere 2.0 niggas are really simps covered in sheep's clothing. And I've always stated that. Simps covered in sheep's clothing. And simps always are in need of female validation. And because of this need of female validation on a part of Black Manosphere 2.0 is the reason why a lot of female content creators can come in and utilize that opportunity to capitalize off of the pain of Black men themselves, which is why right now in that sector, the most popular content creators happen to be females because of the viewing audience desperate need of female validation. All you just need to be is someone with a pussy in between your fucking legs and act as if or pretend as if you can empathize off of the things that men go through in this society. But then outside of YouTube, when the computers shut down or you sign out of YouTube, or you no longer or these females are no longer making a live stream about their pretentious understanding of the pain of men, they're not doing anything to actually change the laws around to help men within the system. They're not doing that shit. But then again, I'm just flowing off top. I'm just going a little bit off top. I don't want to go too far off topic. But back to this fear of a white woman. This is exactly what's going on right now. This Caucasian female content creator is growing in popularity, and she's talking about the same, the same echo chamber. She's speaking the same echo chamber talking points that she hear a lot in the manosphere, and she's growing popular because of that. And that's making a lot of fake pro-blacks and a lot of females on this side of YouTube feel threatened because it's getting in the way of themselves trying to capitalize off of the pain and trauma and anger of Black males, which is why you see in that little interview that this Caucasian female had, you see several people's attempt in coming in and trying to argue with this female and trying to assassinate this female's character in front of the viewing audience, and trying to pretend as if they doing that out of good faith, when in reality, they're not doing that shit out of good faith. They're just doing that shit as a way to try to make this female look so bad to trying to stunt the growth of her popularity. That's all it's about. It's a fucking game that these dumbass content creators on here are trying to play on the viewing audience. And then some people within the viewing audience are that dumb to buy into this game. You know, it's to a point where you got content creators want to put on their damn Black Panther afros. What's going on, Brownsburg? What's up? Yeah, they had no comeback. They had no comeback about that, Bronze. But now you got certain people that want to put on their Black Panther afro. They want to put on their Black Power afro pick and put on their leather jackets and trying to act as if, you know, they that they're down with the cause, and trying to act as if this female's popularity is somehow creating some sort of enslavement of Black people, which I don't understand how, because I don't understand how a person that makes content on the internet it equates to slavery. I don't get that. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not a fan of this female. I'm not a fan of this specific female in question. I don't subscribe to this female. As a matter of fact, I've just recently been aware of who this female is due to the people that I subscribe to talking about it. I have no interest in subscribing to her content, but I've been watching a few videos and I already see what the game is about. And don't get it twisted. This specific female in question is no different than any other content creator who just come on here to capitalize and don't really give a fuck about the state of males in this society, right? But at the same time, what I'm bringing up is this hypocrisy of other content creators with the same agenda as this Caucasian female, trying to discredit and call out this Caucasian female, to trying to make it seem as if she's some phony, when the ones who's calling her out for the most part are some phony ass motherfuckers they goddamn selves. This is the bullshit that I'm talking about. I mean, motherfuckers are so full of shit that they could be their own toilet bowl. I'm telling you, dog. Shit. See, that's one thing with me. Can't no motherfucker run no game around me. I see right through your flower ass. The wacky world of OC right through your ass, nigga. You know? Now motherfuckers want to talk about some sort of that this specific female is fucking exploiting these manosphere spaces, when these manosphere spaces been a space of exploitation ever since the birth of the 2.0 generation of the manosphere. The fuck? And that's the same thing that a lot of content creators tried to do with KS when KS was alive. You know, when KS was alive and he was growing popular on social media. Not that I was ever a fan of his content, because I never was. I've been seeing right through him. But you had people who was hypocritically, you know, he had a bunch of hypocrites that was trying to assassinate his character and try to make all sorts of videos standing his character, and at the same time accusing KS of the same shit that they was guilty of. All because they was envious of KS's popularity on the internet. And this is what the fuck you see right now with this specific female that I'm talking about. And then let's keep it real. Hold on for a minute. Let's keep shit all the way 1,000 up in this motherfucker. When it comes to this supposed Me Too accusation of this specific female, right? Supposedly this female falsely accused, or supposedly, allegedly falsely accused a so-called black male of sexual abuse or what have you, right? The reality is, it's not like a lot of you niggas gave a fuck about that dude. You was just looking for some dirt to put on this female to try to assassinate her character. Therefore, trying to utilize this Me Too this Me Too narrative on her is disingenuous. I mean, the things that people will do for some Cash App donations. Goddamn. When these listen, let me tell you something about these content creators. When they see another motherfucker growing in popularity, they will try to do whatever it takes to try to stunt your popularity. Because you gotta realize it's a lot of these motherfuckers on here who are really reliant on these little Cash App donations that you give to them. They're relying on these little super chat donations that you give to them. They're heavily reliant on the monetization of YouTube in order for them to pay bills. And look, right now it's the first of the month, motherfucker. Rent is due. Oh, they really need that. They really need that money. And this YouTube shit is the only form of the only way of making money for a lot of these bitch ass content creators. So therefore, they have to stay relevant and popular so they could keep the donations coming in. Now, I'm not saying nothing new, because a lot of you guys should know that already. But what I'm trying to tell you is the root of why they constantly try to attack, belittle, or assassinate the character of another content creator that's rising in popularity, because they feel that content creator that's rising in popularity is stealing food out of their plate and may get in the way of them continuing to make that little donation money that they're making. Therefore, they feel the need to go in front of the viewing audience and create some sort of propaganda to make this other person look so bad that it would discourage the viewing audience from supporting that other individual. And this is the case with this Caucasian female content creator that a lot of people on this side of YouTube are crying about. It's all a fucking ploy to trying to stunt the popularity of this bitch. That's all it is. What's going on, Lucy? What's up, Lucy? That's all it is. It's a fucking game. And when these niggas do that, they pretend that they're doing it in good faith, as if they pretend that as if they're doing some sort of humanitarian effort in trying to fight against quote unquote bad people that's doing something bad. When in reality, they're doing something bad because they're exploiting other people in this space, and they're brainwashing them with all sorts of lies and bad advice. It's very pathetic when you think about it, because at the end of the day, what niggas are doing is fighting over a $20 Cash App donation. You know what I'm saying? This is what happens when your ass don't have a real fucking job and actual skills in the world for you to go out there and make some real money. Therefore, you rely on fucking YouTube donations to live. Thus, when you see other people doing the same thing as you and doing it better than you see that as a threat, because now you view them as taking money away from your plate. Now, the people who probably used to donate to you may stop donating to you and start donating to somebody. It's that other content creator. So you have to make that other content creator look bad on front of the viewing audience in hopes that the viewing audience will no longer support that other content creator and still support you. So you got these niggas fighting for position on a website that they do not own. On a website that they have no power over. All for the love of $20 Cash Apps and $10 Super Chats. Ain't that some shit? Once again, this is what happens when people have no real skills to go out and find actual real work out there in the real world. When they have no real skills out there to find real work and an actual real career to make money off of out there in the real world. Thus, they think it's just something cool to be unemployed and become a full-time content creator. Because people who have actual real skills out in the real world to make money for themselves are not doing this dumb shit. They're not doing this dumbass shit. This is what it comes down to. You know, a few years ago, when Jessica X was growing in popularity, she was the target of a lot of envious people on here. So a few years ago, it was fear of a biracial woman. Now it's fear of a white woman. That's all it is, man. Fear of a white woman. Fear of a white woman outshining them. Like I said before, a few years ago, when Jessica X was growing in popularity in this space, it was a fear of a biracial woman outshining them. Now it's fear of a white woman outshining them. Soon enough, it's going to be fear of a Chinese woman outshining them. You know what I'm saying? And all that other shit. Pretty soon, it's going to be fear of a trans woman outshining them. It's so damn dumb. It's so fucking stupid. You know, what I'm going to do, I'm going to post the link in the chat. I'm going to post the link to this. Oh, damn. The Phillies is up 7-0 against Houston. Oh, damn. Look like the Philadelphia Phillies is going to win game 3 of the World Series. They up 7-0. Yeah, so I posted the link to the panel in the chat, just in case if anybody want to come on and speak and say their piece. Fear of a white woman. That's all it is, man. Speaking of white zaddy, white mama is. Go ahead.
I mean, I appreciate the peeps out there that had the RGB flags waiting out behind their desks when they was talking all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all the pro blacks that want to come out the woodworks. You know what I'm saying? Because before we didn't like the biracial woman, now we don't like these white hoes. So we out here changing our opinions by the day. It's the topic of the week. You know what I'm saying? Now people have confirmed their real intentions, which has always been about money. But if you feel like clout chasing, to each his own. I don't get it, but I mean, made the best pick me win. Okay, made a win. Oh man, it's
Yeah,
pathetic, bro.
yeah. May the best soft girl ever girl wins. You know.
Right, like as long as you buying a hefty headphone and you just talking bullshit, behind the mic, it's all love. You feel what I'm saying? That's what you got to do. But like it's embarrassing, because I did watch a little bit of the other stream earlier, and all I hear is like finger pointing. Oh well, when such and such was here, you weren't acting like that, and da da da. I said y'all have argued about every single person who came up. I said you do exist in the manosphere. This is why. This is part of the reason I just left, because I was just like, y'all are not gonna keep going along with this bullshit all day about men's empowerment, but y'all sitting up there worried about women that's being in y'all space. You understand? That don't make no goddamn sense. And then after that, it's disrespect after disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Even you see the girls fighting, but then the girls is like, we ain't manosphere, but y'all stay in the group. So there's bullshit all around.
Yeah, Brownsburg. What did I say before? I said a lot of people on here are so full of shit they could be their own toilet bowl.
Yes, they could.
Yeah,
And they could flush themselves 3 times. You understand? Like,
exactly.
it's just, it's really crazy that, the stream we was on earlier, like, there was automatically, when I tried to get to the point, it was always this deflection. Like, it's not about her being white. I said, yes, it is about her being white. Because what would be the references about all these uh, Negroes being bought, and then about the slavery, and then this, that, and the third, if it wasn't about that? And I said, y'all get sensitive every time a so-called white person comes around. I have a conversation with y'all. Do y'all
Yeah,
forget this is YouTube? Like, anybody is fully available to come around if they want to hit the link. The question is, do you allow them to or you don't? And more times than not, y'all allow them to hit the link. You know what I'm saying? My viewpoint is different. I just don't care who comes on my panel. If it's specific panels, I'll let them know, like, this might not be the convo for you. But I haven't done that yet because it hasn't gained to that point. But my thing is, brothers and sisters that's roaming around in these streams and these spaces or whatever and stuff like that, very highly contradicting themselves. You feel what I'm saying? Now it's a beef with a white woman. Before it was like y'all didn't appreciate people from the UK because the shorty was biracial. So every time it's a fight, it's an argument.
yeah. It's always a new struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Always a new struggle. Before it was, how dare this person who's not FBA, who's from Great Britain, is talking about us so-called blacks in America. They have no right to speak on that. And she's biracial. She's not one of us. They a different race of people. Oh, all of a sudden they're a different race. Okay, right. But and then afterwards it's, oh, this white woman. Oh, she's creating a slavery. I'm like, what? Huh?
That's what I'm saying, bro. What slavery?
Yeah,
I said if we're being specific, let's really be real. If it's talking about owning Negroes, right? Owning niggas, YouTube owns all of us. You understand? We have to abide by their rules. Okay, we have to be able to, follow the community guidelines, respect exactly what they're saying, and that's it. If you don't do that, your ass is getting kicked off of YouTube. So Google
right.
is the white zaddy. If you think about it, at the end of the day, you must bow down to the white zaddy.
Yeah, yeah. You must. Yeah, Yeah.
So it trips me out. People, it trips me out that now you have these so-called pick-me's that want to, come out the woodworks and say, oh yeah, she's stealing this, and this was the last week. What was people talking about? The passport dudes.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Talking about them. And then it was like, how about y'all steal y'all man back? I mean, this is all a fight that seems to be for women. But then they try to say, we care about you men. You don't give a damn about shit.
They don't give a
Stop
damn about
lying.
shit.
Y'all don't give a fuck about shit, man. It's the fact of the matter that y'all had to interrogate that woman on somebody else's stream last night. It tells me everything that I need to know. But you want the black man to be free to do whatever he wants. That's the mouths out of what the pygmies are saying.
Exactly. Exactly. And you know what, Brownsburg, you brought up an interesting point when it comes to, because you briefly mentioned about how this female is accused of quote unquote stealing talking points, right? And the thing is, I could never stand when people say that, when people accuse someone else of stealing talking points, because who the fuck owns a copyright or a trademark to a talking point? I mean, did somebody commit breaking and entering and then went into your house and say, oh, let me get that talking point, and ran out?
Or better
I mean,
yet,
yeah,
did they get a transcriber to go ahead and remember all the words that they say, and then after that told the transcriber, can you make sure to copyright this so that people don't steal my talking points?
right,
Did you
right,
do that? Did you talk to
right,
a transcriber? You did it. So shut the fuck up.
right, right. Who the fuck owns a right to a talking point? I thought, what I thought, I thought this concept of each one teach one is true. That when you make a talking point, and if the talking point has a level of truth in it, someone is going to agree with it. Thus, they're going to pass that talking point to someone else. I thought that's how we all enlighten and educate each other, right?
Right.
But no, people talking about you stealing my talking points. It's like, dude, what? You don't own a talking point.
Right, exactly.
You don't have a deed nor a title to a fucking talking point. So how the fuck can anyone accuse someone else of stealing a fucking talking point? Nigga, get the fuck out of here, man.
Word. And what's really crazy to me is it's like, what if, even if it's talking about stealing talking points, it's the same conversation for the last 40 to, not even that, it's been the same conversation via the web for the last 10 to 15 years, if not more. The problem is that what really is the problem about why these conversations are being had is because socialization is dead. And besides it being dead, it's also the fact of the matter that women and men are still trying to figure out each other, because because shit has hit the fan when it comes to bonding and all that other stuff between men and women. So to have this conversation, I'm not surprised. It's just very funny to me. People have this whole entire angst because some random so-called white woman comes around, but there has been random so-called white women that's been around for a while. This is why I say this is primarily a woman's issue, because women are mad about this shit. I've seen the likes of women that came from Instagram, Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Know that some of them that are even more, when you're an attractive woman, that's when they don't like you. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And then that's why I said earlier, it not really started off, it was going along with hatred towards a light skinned girl. Then after the light skinned girl, the biracial, then the non FBA ADOS fools. And then now it gets to the point of a so called white woman. And it's been like that for a while. But I told people when I was in that space, y'all got mad at the so-called white dude that was coming around that had a so-called black baby mama. Y'all was
Damn.
mad about that for a while. You know what I'm saying? Because he
Mm-mm-mm.
started coming around. He kept trying to say, yo, it's not about race, and he's not about race. I even supported the dude, went on his panel, and he's actually a cool dude. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I had a conversation about regular stuff and was sitting up there on his YouTube channel. Showed that dude love. I didn't give a fuck if he was white.
Yeah. But that's a hypocrisy. That's another contradiction, because this is the same space that goes against quote unquote dick policing, right?
Right.
Right. Or in other words, claim that people should not insult or shame men for having whichever dating preference that they have, right?
Mhm.
But yet they're shaming this Caucasian guy for having a so-called black baby mama. Wow,
Right.
that's ironic, man.
That's a fact,
That's
bro.
ironic, man. It's so goddamn retarded.
It's just like it's funny because I shouldn't use this concept, but like it's like I described when I was off of YouTube. I remember saying that corporate America is high school 2.0, but this is high school 2.0. Now it's just funny because it's a bunch of content creators, you and myself included. That's just like, yo, we spreading the message. We sit up there giving out our content the best way we know how. But the thing about it is that which conflicts, not you and I, because we're smarter than this, is that like, and to the people who's listening that don't get it, especially to the brother that was there earlier, um, you brothers know by sitting up there using this as a talking point, not even a talking point, you talking about this woman specifically, this is about clout. As much as you guys don't want to admit it, you're full of shit, and it's about clout. Let's be real, fam.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's about clout. It's all about clout. It's all about being upset that this specific female is getting more clout than them, while at the same time trying to get clout themselves at talking about this female. Because people know that if all they just need to do is tag a popular content creator's name on the title of their videos, that's going to raise the number of video views that they get.
Right.
So that's what it's about. It's about clout. It's about clout while at the same time trying to stunt the popularity of another individual that's receiving more clout than them. That's all it is. It's all about clout, man. Clout and donate and $20 donations.
You get those donations, but then they take out like 30%.
Yeah,
So you ain't really gonna get much. But I mean, look, this. You know what's funny about this situation, too, though? It's about the fact that people's true colors are coming out, right? Like I'm not. Look, listen. We all want to be able to get some notoriety on YouTube, me included. I'm not gonna lie about that. I do.
Oh, I don't
You know what
really
I'm
care
saying?
about that, but go ahead.
I mean, but
Yeah.
I would like my message to spread out more. You know what I'm saying? If it can. But my thing about it is, I'm not gonna be a sucker for no damn cash apps. That's just not me. I'm not a sucker for that. I don't care. Whoever listens, whoever listens. You know what I'm saying? But going to my point, real people's colors started to come out. And what happened with that was you had those people that's talking about, oh, I care about the black men. I care about the black man. I love the black men. The issue that came up this week, I'm trying to do this for the money. I'm just trying to get that wow subscribe.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I said, so you full of shit, yo. Like, fuck out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, they was like, oh, I'm just doing the same thing she's doing to us. What exactly is she doing?
Thank you.
She's a random woman that sit up there talking about the same shit y'all saying, but because her skin color, no, she's a so-called white woman. It's a different story, man. And they're gonna try to convince me it's not about race. That's why I say y'all are lying. It is about race.
It is about race. Yeah, it is. It is. They fear that this white woman is getting more praise than they are. That's what it's about.
But you know what, Wacky? Let's say this is a question I should ask them. Let's say that she does. Now what?
Good point. Good point.
You feel me?
Good point.
Like,
if she does, now what?
now what? Because if it's a Latina, if it's a Latina woman, but even though they had they stint with a Latina one, she was actually rude towards so-called black men. You know what I'm saying? But let's just say as a Latina woman, would it be the same aggression? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to this, if she is to get the popularity, now what? They're gonna bitch and complain because she got the viewership she wanted, and then start sitting up there talking about how she bought Negroes, and about her having her own company. And this is the thing. Someone said that because it was some so-called black British woman that was full on so-called black British woman that came on a platform or whatever, through her, they said that, oh, that white girl bought that black woman, excuse me. And I'm like,
that doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
How was someone bought? I mean, was that a black British girl on an auction block or something?
Yeah, like
Yeah, like very healthy black British girl going for 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,500, 1,500. He say 1,500, 1,500, 1,550, 1,550, 2,000, 2,000, going once, going twice. Sold.
sold to the random white girl from Nevada that moved to the UK.
Right.
Like I'm just saying, man. It's just amazing how people perk up and they saying it's different ish out here, fam. Like it's hilarious.
It it it's very hilarious, man. It's like, and there's also this other talking point where people claim that because this same Caucasian female purchased a course from different content creators, therefore she bought that content creator. I'm like, huh?
How it were like how could you that doesn't make any sense.
It
How,
it
how
doesn't.
could you how could you when you're buying and this is why I said it earlier and this is why I was constantly getting cut off. What I was saying was when you buy a course, it's buying a service. You understand?
Thank you.
Like that's all that is about. You buying a course, just like the dudes out here bought courses from, not even bought courses, went to a class or went to a therapy session or whatever it was called with your beloved YouTube daddy that was rendering a service. Would you say that nigga bought you? You wouldn't. You wouldn't sit up there and say that that nigga bought you. You would sit up there and say, yo, I went to his class because I need to learn how to score women as a middle-aged man.
Right.
Because this
Thank
YouTube
you.
shit ain't helping me.
Exactly.
I just sent all the super chats to that little goddamn girl. All that goddamn girl with the nice voice and the beautiful avatar. That shit ain't working, nigga. I gotta turn my shit off. She's not paying attention to me no more. God damn it. She never was in the first place, nigga.
Exactly. Exactly. She never was in the first place. But
Y'all
she
kill
accepted
me.
your money though.
She
Shit.
accepted your money. She was like, "Thank you." Like,
Yeah, thank you.
Yo, you
Yeah.
feel me?
Yeah.
Yo.
It's funny because it's like with that same talking point, right? You know, because this person even said, Pastor's my man. No disrespect to Pastor,
Yeah,
right?
shout out to him.
Shout outs to him. He's cool, but the points that he was bringing up didn't make any damn sense, man.
Yeah.
And that's just the truth. When he brought up the whole point that if someone buys enough products from a person, they own that person. Okay, let's take that logic. The overall majority of us content creators who utilize StreamYard as our means to make these live streams, a lot of us, we pay per month for a service from StreamYard or per year. Now, how many of us own StreamYard?
None of us do.
Exactly.
Unless you have some type of like stock in StreamYard or something like that. Like you have some type of little ownership, but not shit. You feel what I'm saying? But I bet you none of us do.
Right. But like you said, purchase stock, because when you purchase stock, you actually purchase ownership of the company, shares of the company. But purchasing a service from a company does not make you an owner of the company
at all.
Yo,
So what I want to know is how could some random little lily white girl from like West Bubblefuck from like the Midwest or whatever, the West Coast, be able to buy stocks into these niggas so that she can say that she partially owns these niggas at least. I need to know that. Are you interested in buying stock of a content creator? Let me know that before you sit here and talk about ownership of random people online.
right. I'm just waiting to see the online auction block. I'm waiting to see the content creators in chains and this female grabbing the chain talking about 1,000. Do I have 1,000? Do I have 1,000? 1,500? Do I have 1,500? Going once, going twice. Sold. I'm just waiting for that.
Not even that wacky. I can't wait until that damn white girl or biracial girl come by and say, "Take that red pill, nigga. Take it now, nigga. You're gonna get this word. You're not gonna talk about women like that."
Hell yeah.
With a damn machete next to her.
Hell yeah. She fucking. Yeah, I'm waiting for her to take a funnel and shove it down somebody's throat and just take a whole bottle of red pills and put it down that funnel and shit like that, man.
He was gonna be walking outside with the struggle Kanye West outfits on and damn Yeezy slides, bro. You done fucked up now, nigga. What I'm saying is like, yo, bro, like going to your point about Pastor again. Shout out to Pastor, bro. Like, it's always informative conversations. But the problem with that, brother, is you cannot tell me. And I ask you guys over and over and over again. You sure it's not about race? You guys told me it's not about race. I said I've heard y'all talk. You made slave references. You made ownership references, and you sat there and said that this white girl had her father basically pay for her to get black dick, which I don't even understand how that. Why would he need to do that if she can have the free whim to date whoever she wants?
Thank you.
It. Like
Yes.
it's no reason for all of that, and then you steadily bring up the point about how dudes is being sold for cheap, and I'm like, if anything, she's coming into the quote unquote space where the black dudes already have reign off of her because she's trying to learn this shit from them.
Right. Right. She even said she learned from Kevin Samuel. So
thank you.
There you go. There you go. And and Jersey Hammer, well, shout out to Jersey Hammer, always making some good statements in the chat whenever I make a live. He said, so if I buy a PS5 and all the games from Sony, I own Sony, you know? Yeah. And previous to that comment, he made another good point when he said, "Not for nothing, they, meaning black females, sided up with the same white women that implement a lot of feminist policies that fuck men over today." Yeah, they did.
That's why. I mean, this is why I'm not trying to promote, but this is why I did a video called "The Dichotomy Between Black and White Women Will Always Be Funny," because you're starting to see the shit play out, and I'm glad the universe kind of like allowed the shit to play out, even though people probably don't know. Because the thing about it is the treatment of how the black woman's this is explaining the black woman's rage towards the white woman, in which in this case, it's not that I'm caping for and that I'm promoting that the white woman, because I have this sick little fantasy infatuation with a so-called white woman. That's not it at all. But when you examine the things that's going on, we come to find out that Shorty never explicitly did anything to disrespect anybody, especially anybody black specifically. You know what I'm saying? Like even what you mentioned earlier about the whole so-called, the Me Too thing, the allegations and stuff like that. I've said the same thing and I'll say it again. She was wrong for many things, and the gym teacher was wrong, but I have to hold the gym teacher to a higher standard because he is an instructor. So he has to be responsible for the children that he's instructing.
Right. Correct. And you know what? It's funny, Brownsburg, because out of all the people that spoke about the situation, you've made the most logical points. Right. Both are in the wrong. You know what I'm saying? Both are in the wrong. But like you said, you're going to have the gym teacher or the coach is more wrong than that female is, because he's an older person, a person of some level of authority. So he has more of a responsibility to know better and do better.
Exactly.
So, like you said, he should be put in the highest standard. So what's wrong with that? And people trying to make it some race thing. No, in this case, it's not a race thing. In this case,
and it's nothing wrong for her wanting to go ahead and say, "Yo, I need to reach out to somebody to talk about how he has predatory behavior amongst his students." There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? As you should. If I was a student, I felt like, I was, someone, a teacher was coming on to me strong, I would say something about it. I'm not going to just sit back and say, I ain't going to do nothing.
Right. Exactly. Right. And at the end of the day, Brownsburg, when it's all said and done, these motherfuckers are trying to bring this case against her. Never gave a fuck about that gym teacher or that coach, whoever the fuck he is. They never gave a fuck about that motherfucker. They're just trying to use that situation as a flashcard to try to assassinate her character on front of the viewing audience to try to stunt her popularity. That's all it is. You know that. Of course,
Yeah,
you know that. You see the
yeah.
game.
I've seen. I've been able to bird watch, and it's just been funny and hilarious to me, yo. Because I've even seen how particular two ladies. You know what I'm saying? The breakdown. They might have had their situations, right? Or some other ladies that had a problem with someone who's known in the so-called manosphere. When shit hit the fan, they didn't get along. The shit spread out on the goddamn panel. And guess what we did? We was in the comment section laughing and being like, damn, yo, she really going after Shorty. Damn, son. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole entire mouthful, but the point is, at the end of the day, to assassinate her character is in trying to make her seem like she's a covert racist. It's just like, come on now, like this is what we doing, like, and especially some of them. I'm not gonna ever talk about struggle channels because we're all trying to. I'm trying to grow. But the thing about it is that when first you say it's all about the black man, I care about the black man, blah blah blah. Now it's like, yo, fuck you niggas, I'm about to really get this money though. If I keep atting in the chat, if I keep atting in my videos, so like, who really is a covert racist? Who really is the one that's supporting these black men, so to say?
Right. Right. Good point. Very good point. Very, very good point. Who's really the covert racist?
I just want to see what happens. I'm gonna enjoy that shit.
Yeah.
I probably got like a meme or two I want to put up now.
Yeah. I can't believe people are going that far to trying to make her seem like some sort of covert racist because of that situation. It shows you how low people would go. And like you said before, Brownsburg, these people are showing their true colors. Like personally with me, I've always seen a lot of these people's true colors. Because it's not too many people that could fool me. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, it's just so damn pathetic because at the end of the day, these people claim to care about, so-called black males and black boys, but yet out in the real world, the black male collective is still struggling with finding decent employment, finding decent shelter, to even be just treated as just a human being in this society. The black male collective is having a hard time to find it out in the real world. And what are we focusing on right now? This female, instead of actually figuring out how could we solve the issues of the black male collective if we really care about them. Yeah. Come on, man. That at the end of the day, that's the most despicable part of this whole shit.
Well, you gotta remember, bro, it's YouTube and then it's like niggertainment. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, niggertainment sells, bro. Like, get your views up if you want to talk some nonsense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Treatment of like how a white person comes in and then you try to treat them like shit because you have the whole entire how do I say it, in the back of your mind, like the whole entire, like, the white person is powerful complex. How dare they roam into my imaginary boundary zone?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I say bullshit. But I'm gonna drop down. No, it's good talks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, good talking to you.
Peace, man.
Peace. Yeah. All right. Good points made by Brownsburg. Very logical brother. Very smart and intelligent brother. But that's all I have to say on the topic. Black YouTube's fear of a white woman. Coming soon to a theater near you, motherfucker.